Yo, what is good YouTube? I'm Richie Kim, and today I'm going to be bringing you all the performance review on Steph Curry's fourth installment in his budget line, the SC304. Before we get started, if you all enjoy content just like this, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button down below. But anyways, let's get right into it. As always, starting off with the traction, the 304 features the exact same traction pattern as the 303. So what you're going to get is this traditional herringbone traction pattern setup, but unlike the 303, this doesn't have a dual density rubber setup. So the 303 had a dual density rubber where this little pod right here was different, and so was like this area right here. But to me, it feels like the exact same rubber compound. So I don't think they're going with that dual density rubber this time. And personally, I don't think it really makes a difference because the traction on this is still really nice. If you all are playing on your clean courts, you guys aren't gonna have a problem whatsoever. The bite is insane. But if you are playing on your dustier courts, I'd say, the dust pickup is still pretty minimal, but you may want to wipe here and there. Just make sure you guys are clearing off any dust that does stick to the shoe, because it will get stuck, at least on this colorway. This gum rubber outsole is pretty tacky feeling, so it does pick up dust, but not to the point where it really affects your traction. But personally, I'm used to wiping, so I just do some wipes here and there anyways, and I had really good traction. So moving on to the cushion, because this does share the exact same tooling as the 303, you have that full length micro G, and just like in the 303, the micro G in this shoe is definitely on the firmer side. When most people hear micro G, they think that there's going to be a lot of impact protection. It's going to feel like pretty bouncy, but now that is definitely not what you get. It's definitely a more firm ride. There's a very little bounce in the heel and way less in the forefoot. Like, it's definitely more of a core feel and responsiveness type of setup. If you guys like feeling quick on your feet because you need to make those really shifty movements, this cushion has definitely got you covered. But if you want that impact protection that usually comes along with micro G, I would say it's not really here. I'd say impact protection in this is very minimal, but you will have great court feel and great responsiveness. So moving on to the materials, what you're pretty much gonna get is this like mesh upper, and it's a very stiff mesh. It's kind of what's featured on the Curry 7. It's very similar to that. And then on top of that mesh, you actually have like this synthetic leather overlay, which kind of reminds me of like the Curry 4 aesthetic. But that's here for, added durability, added structure, and just overall gives it a more premium feel, because this definitely isn't the most premium feeling shoe. And even though it does give it a more premium feel, it's still definitely, not the best use of materials, at least quality wise. So moving on to the middle part of the shoe, you do have this synthetic leather panel as well as this like little hit of fuse that's like wrapped around this panel. And then as you move towards the back of the shoe, you have like this huge hit of this fuse material, and on the medial side as well, you also have this synthetic leather panel. The tongue on the shoe is this very open-aired mesh, and it's decently padded, definitely not too thick and not too thin. I thought the puffiness of the tongue was perfectly fine, just right. I didn't feel any pain coming in from the laces when I cranked down my laces. So overall, materials, this is like a budget shoe, so I'd say it's perfectly fine. It gets the job done, but definitely materials could have been better. So moving on to the fit of the shoe, I think the overall fit in this shoe is a little bit better than the 303, just because of the way they constructed this is more traditional, in the sense of this is like a half booty upper, whereas the other one, it was kind of like a half booty burrito fit upper, and it was really hard to slide your foot into the shoe, whereas this one is way easier to slide your foot into the shoe. I didn't have too much dead space up in the toe box area. There is just a slight little bubble right here, but I didn't really notice it on foot, so I don't think you guys are really gonna have a problem. I'm a slightly wide footer. I went true to size and I felt perfectly fine. If you guys are slightly wide footers, I'd suggest going true to size as well. Everyone else, true to size is obviously fine. But if you guys have slightly wider feet, I could see maybe some problems arising, just because the way that the materials are layered right here, it doesn't really give the shoe an opportunity to stretch out, especially if you have those wider feet. So you may want to go up a half size if you do have really wide feet. But I'm just speculating. Me as a slightly wide footer, once again, I was fine going true to size. The fit everywhere else was perfectly fine. The materials lay pretty nicely on my foot, so overall, I would say that the fit is pretty good. So moving on to the support, the 304 has pretty good support. I didn't really have any problems. There is an internal heel counter which helps you lock down your heel, and there is some padding or sculpting in the heel area which, you know, just make sure that your heel isn't going anywhere. Personally, I didn't have any heel slippage, so that's good. I didn't have any side-to-side movement on the footbed as well. Also, the 304 does have a huge lateral outrigger, so you aren't going to be rolling over on those lateral movements. And there is an internal shank plate in here, which helps you with that torsional rigidity and stability. So overall, the support in the 304 was really good. The 304 retails for $90, and for $90, I think you're getting a pretty solid performing shoe. You know, obviously the materials could have been nicer, but for the price point, I don't think it's that bad at all. You know, you are getting great traction. The cushion could have been a little bit better, you know, a little bit more impact protection would have been nice, but it is, you know, a budget model, so I can't really complain too much about the cushion in the shoe. It's definitely responsive. You're gonna have great core feel. So if you like that in a cushion setup, this has definitely got you covered. Everywhere else, you know, like the materials, like I said, not the most premium, but they get the job done. So overall, I'd say 90 bucks. I would probably recommend the shoe. I don't think you'll be disappointed unless you're looking for a lot of impact protection. That's pretty much it for this performance review. If you all like this video, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button down below. Also, while you're at it, smash that thumbs up button for me, as it really does help me out. Also, check out this video on my left and on my right, and that's pretty much it. Till next time, peace.